Welcome back to another episode of Day in the Life. Now, I've not done a day in the life since I was in the south of France, which was like maybe 3 months ago. We had the whole baby announcement and all that kind of stuff, which of course was awesome. But I wanted to check back in with you guys since we're coming towards the end of the year, let you know what I've been up to and some exciting developments that are going on at KB Trading at the moment as well. Last month happened to be a record month for me in the markets, so we're going to delve a little bit into that later in the video. But right now, as is my custom, I'm on my way to grab a Starbucks and then I'll check in with you when we get back to the office.
Hi, it's
Cheers.
Actually, there is blonde roast in it as an extra shot.
Yeah,
Just to say that on the label.
no worries. So we're now home, coffee secured, and we actually have, I think, one of the first, if not the first, unboxings on this YouTube channel. So a pretty exciting package just arrived today, and I'll explain the whole context behind this once I open it, but I can already tell this is probably going to be messy. Okay, that wasn't so bad. This is full of like, oh dear, full of these horrible packing peanuts. Okay, here we have something very, very exciting. Okay, this is awesome. Look at that. I don't know how well you can see that. Nearly dropped it. This says on it, KB 5-Figure Earner Club 2023. This award is proudly presented to Andrew Addison for achieving 5 figures in payouts. Look at that, that is awesome. That is just absolutely awesome. Hold on, I need to get a picture of this for Instagram. Dropped it. So to explain the story behind this trophy, there's actually going to be many like it. This month we sent out probably around about 8 trophies just like this one to KB members across the world. People in Spain, people in the Netherlands, and then a load of guys in the UK as well. Within the Discord group, some of the members have just been achieving phenomenal feats. You'll remember Marty, who I interviewed on the channel probably around 2 months ago or a month ago, who's achieved more than $50,000 in prop firm withdrawals. He actually just got a trophy sent out to him, which said, you know, 50K club. Unfortunately, I was a little bit late in sending out that trophy because he has since crossed the 6-figure mark, I believe, as well. Now, Andrew here, who has secured this trophy, Andrew has achieved 5 figures in payouts this year. I'm going to post some of his payout and his profit splits on screen just now, some of those certificates, so you can see them. But you'll notice, in case you haven't already, that this trophy hasn't been delivered to Andrew, it's been delivered to me. That's because I'm going to be hand delivering this trophy to him. We're exceptionally proud of some of the results our KB members have been achieving in the past few months, especially in 2023. Some of our guys have just been absolutely killing the markets. And so, you know, we want to reward that by getting something like this, a little glass trophy that can sit next to them on their desk where they trade and remind them through the bad times or through times where they're break even or in drawdown or just a little bit demotivated, something that they can look at to remind them that they've done it before and they can do it again. I really look forward to seeing the members start to receive some of these trophies. Now let's head to the office and get on with the rest of the day. So now I want to sit down and talk about some of my results for the past couple of months as well. Now, as many of you know, I have accounts on my FX book. I don't have all of my accounts on there. You can see I do have a few. I do have other funded accounts that aren't connected to my FX book, but yeah, I do still have quite a few here. There's some kind of silly accounts, you know, 160% there, 50% on this one. And then there are some accounts that I trade on a very conservative risk approach, like this one, for example. So this is a $200,000 account. You can see it's up 20K for the year, which is 10%. I only risk 0.4% on this account. A very steady uptrending equity curve. On my higher risk account, you can see here this is what things have looked like for the past year. Now, I will stress that my approach to risk and positioning on this account is not the same as my other accounts. I do go pretty hard on this account, and you can see in October and November, they were both 39% months. Now, this brings me back to something one of my performance coaches from back in the day told me. Steve Ward is a professional performance coach for traders. He's worked with some of the biggest prop firms, institutions, investment banks, and that kind of thing in the world. I had the pleasure of being coached by Steve back in 2021. And Steve said something to me one time which has stayed with me ever since. He said, the best traders I have ever mentored make 80% of their P&L in 2 or 3 months out of each year. Now, on the surface, you may hear that and think, does that mean they're losing 9 or 10 months of the year but only winning for 2? Not necessarily. As you can see here in my performance on this one account, you can see in the year so far, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 profitable months. So nearly half of the year has been profitable. However, the majority of the P&L was made in October, November and May. A lot of people get into trading, they expect that they're going to be making money on a month-to-month basis. And I will confess to you that when you go through periods like this, where your results are in the red or even around break even, it can be very, very difficult at times if you don't have the data behind your system to know that this type of thing is totally normal. As I look back at this low risk account, you can see a little bit different. You can see here the majority of the P&L was made in February, October and November rather than May, October and November. So you can see on this account we did have a pretty good month for the month of February. On this account, risking just 0.4%, you can see in a period of drawdown, which on my high risk account was like 20 or 25% drawdown, you can see on this account that period of drawdown's literally 3%, and subsequently the overall drawdown on the account is only 2.88%, which is absolutely fantastic. These are the type of results that I would be looking to show if I was looking for private investment. I'd be showing a low risk portfolio like this, where the drawdowns are very, very minimal. Now, looking over at my FTMO, you can see here a few FTMO accounts that I trade, and I've traded over October, November and December. So this is on the 87.5k account. You can see here I do have a 90-10 profit split because I've been consistently withdrawing from FTMO for a handful of months. But overall, we end with a 6.5k profit for that month on this one account. Dropping down onto some of the statistics, win rate 63.964% and a 5.94 profit factor. Look at the average RR. So the relationship between our average loss being around £300 on this account and the average profit being over £1,000. So effectively for every pound that we risk, we're making 3, which is great. On the 200k account, but overall 16k profit on the account, which I did withdraw. Average RR on this is slightly better. $500 is the average loss and 2.5k, just over 2.5k is the average profit here. Profit factor of 8, win rate 63%. Now, many of you will know I have traded my own personal funds for the longest time, but I only really started pursuing prop firms this year in 2023. And subsequently, I've only been withdrawing from FTMO for around about 3 or 4 months. Let me just look at some of the certificates here. You can see if we look at overall payouts from FTMO, 33k in dollars there. And again, this is just over the last few months that I've been withdrawing from FTMO. Now, as well as trading around $300,000 with FTMO, I also have 400k with Nova funding and 200k with FX2, as well as my own capital on top of all of that as well. So I am managing some pretty significant prop firm capital, but here's how we did on FTMO. Now, I want to look at one of the trades that was responsible for such a great month in November. In all honesty, I'm only ever interested in the last 1 day of price action. This is what I have the data on, and the mechanical edges that I have built revolve solely around the last 24 hours of D1 price actions. But here we have a nice hammer candle showing rejection from a level of support. You know, many people would look at this market here and see an impulsive move, they would see a correction, and they'd be looking for a further impulsive move. Perhaps they would draw on a fib with an extension level, something like this, and they'd be looking to target the negative 27 or the negative 61.8 and try and catch that next impulsive leg of the trend. This is not the way I trade. I'm always only looking to take the market to the next key area of structure, because ultimately I don't know if the market is going to continue in on this uptrend. For all I know, the market could get to that swing point, fail, and then continue down the way. So I don't want to risk trying to run past swing points, trying to predict new market highs, you know, up here. I see a swing point below market, a swing point above, and I know that the market will either tag this swing point or it'll pop down and tag that. So I'm just looking for that 24 hours of price action, which is this D1 candle here, that's going to indicate to me whether we're more likely to pop up and tap that level or drop down and tap that one. That's all I'm ever looking at in the markets. Let's see what that structure looks like on the 60 minute. I want to see the market clear that level before I want to get long. And then really in here, I'm looking to get long, and my stop is going to go under this candle in here. My stop there is well below this zone. I'm happy to get long from that area with my stop under there. You can see the market drops down, fills that order, and it's looking pretty aggressive. And then at 1:30 here, we get CPI news come out, and I just trail my stop as the market makes those significant breaks of structure. And really the market just keeps on going. We do get a little bit of rejection ahead of that level off of upside D1 ATR. And then eventually, as we track forward, we see the market just pops up and taps that level for pretty much a 7R profit there. Now, this was one of many trades we've been involved in over October and November. We did, of course, share this in our Discord with members as well so that they could follow along and see what I'm doing in the markets. So the time's now around about 5:30 and I'm just getting ready to head to the gym. This afternoon, I had a lot of work on. I had some Zoom calls, some interviews with people who are potentially interested in enrolling in our PAC course. You may already know our PAC course is like our top tier education. We do interviews and an application process because we like to keep that community very, very tight with the right kind of people. So now that all that's done, I'm just getting ready to head to the gym. I find such a tremendous benefit to going and getting active, especially after sitting at your desk all day long. If you're a trader and you're an aspiring trader, you're looking to go places in the markets and make this a full-time career, make sure you're getting those regular, gym sessions or whatever it is into your routine, because, your mind's active all day when you're on the charts, but you are just sitting at your desk. It's a relatively sedentary position that we have here as traders. Fortunately, I live in the city centre of Glasgow, so there's 4 or 5 pure gyms. There's JD Sports, Planet Fitness, Anytime Fitness. There's all these gyms that are super affordable and have great facilities. So I'm gonna head off to the gym now, and then I'll catch up with you guys afterwards. Guys, so workout is now wrapped up. That's pretty much going to wrap things up for this episode of Day in the Life. But if you did enjoy it, please do drop it a like and consider subscribing if you haven't already. If you're a beginner trader, or whether you're somebody who's already funded, whatever stage you're at in your trading career, head over to KB and check out some of the education we offer, whether that's courses, monthly membership, access to our Zoom calls and all that kind of stuff. Go ahead and check it out. But thanks as always for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.